Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. How art thou? How art thou? I am live and ready to perform for all of you. I hope you will join and engage with me if you'd like. Ooh. If anybody's even out there, really. I know a lot of people are working or getting off work at this time. Should I do the open mic this evening? I haven't done it in quite some time. I probably should. I probably should get out and do some open mic. Andrew the Android Koloski, how art thou, TB? How are you doing? How is your outpatient therapy going? TB says he is good. He is good. That's great, TB. That's great. He's getting his delusions kept in check. That's beautiful, TB. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Hey, Channel, how you doing, Channel? How art thou? I like the I got this Bumblebee shirt off Amazon many years ago. I want to get a new one, but I think they discontinued it, which is too bad because I like it. I love this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts I got off Amazon. But I don't think they make it anymore. It's kind of a gym shirt, though. I wear it to the gym. I mean, if I'm going out for like a fancy night on the town, I typically don't wear this shirt. I wear it to the gym usually. I usually put on like a button shirt or like a nice sweater if I'm going out doing something fancy. Somebody says I have Down syndrome. I mean, come on, Green. I don't have Down syndrome. What makes you say that? Do you really think I'm that much of a vegetable mind and a pudding head? Come on, Green. I mean, do you really think I have Down syndrome? Green says I act like I'm semi-retarded. Rusty, do you think I act like I'm semi-retarded? Yeah, that's nasty, Green. Rusty told me not to go live, but you told me that like a few hours ago. I went live. I'm going live now. Rusty says you're semi-retired for sure. Yeah, I haven't worked in years. I'm semi-retired. That's for sure. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't like when people call me retarded or say I have Down syndrome because I do feel insecure about my intelligence. I do feel like I'm a moron and I'm an idiot. I do feel stupid. So, don't be so critical. Don't be so critical, Do you guys think I come across as an intelligent person or do you think I come across as a moron? Hey, Gina, how you doing? TB says it depends. Green says you come across stupid, Andrew. Green, you know what? You're getting banned. Adios, Green. Green, you're gone. That was too nasty. Green said I had Down syndrome. Green said I was semi-retarded. Green was just too critical today. Then he said I was stupid. I mean, frankly, Green. I typically don't like to block people, but I mean, you earn that quick release. You earned that quick release, Green. Channel says, Andrew, I have a question. Yes, what's your question? Fire away your questions. You're giving me dead air here. Gina's obviously on Team Andrew, so I do appreciate her compliments, but also I have to bear in mind she always compliments me. So Gina said, "You seem intelligent, but your worries cloud your judgment." I'm appreciative of that, Gina, but you're obviously on Team Andrew, so you're not gonna insult me, you know. Chandler says, I noticed in one of your videos you said how you don't have many friends. He has dealt with similar struggles. Yeah, I think the key is to let love into your heart and try to trust people and try to love people, you know? Yeah, Gina's very cool. Gina's very kind. She says, your issues do not make you unintelligent. I'm appreciative of all your compliments and kind words, Gina. You're very much a good internet friend, and I'm appreciative of all you do. Yeah, I want people to be real with me, and so I like people that are so soft and coddling and warm and fuzzy. But TV says I like people to be kind but critical also. There has to be a balance. Channel says, he had to cut ties with his mother. You mentioned my mother adds to the issue. Yeah, I mean, I'm still dependent on my mother financially, but the more I've distanced myself from my mother, I see I've grown as a person, and that's just the progression of life. The more independent you get, the more you're going to grow. My mother tends to baby me. My mother tends to coddle me, and I've made a lot of progress since getting into this apartment area. That's a great thing. That's a great thing, you know. Now it's time to get financially independent. Somebody says, "Do you ever think you'll?" Do I ever think I'll reach a stage where I cook my own meals? Maybe. Maybe that's the next step here. That would require access to knives, they say. Maybe I could do a barbecue. Maybe I could try to grill. Get a nice charcoal barbecue. And, I know they say guys don't cook, guys don't use the oven. But anytime like there's a charcoal grill, they automatically become cooks. Maybe I should try to get a charcoal grill and try to grill some steak and hot dogs. That might be a good first step, right? So says barbecuing is very manly. Barbecuing is very manly. Yeah, I guess there's guys that cook. Rusty says, "What the fuck are you talking about, Andrew? I barbecue every day. I mean, I use the oven every day, not barbecue. I use the oven every day." I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I just ramble and I talk out my ass and don't really make any sense. So, no, look at this as like the gospel according to Andrew. Like everything I say really makes sense. Because if you did that, I'm just talking out my ass, basically, So if you're like, oh, men can't use the oven and cook, what the hell am I talking about? That doesn't really make any sense. Somebody says, would you say Ed was a hot dog? I don't know. I mean, I haven't really spoken to Ed in quite some time. He was a friend of mine many years ago. But he was a friend. I still consider him a friend, but I haven't seen him in a while. Somebody said, how did things fall apart with Ed? Was there a restraining order or a big fight? No, thankfully he never got a restraining order against me. He just ghosted me, basically. And eventually I moved on to other things. Like, like women and such. There was no real big fight, I don't think. He might not like me, or maybe he likes me, I don't know. I like him. Yeah, you're too curious about the Ed thing, really. I mean, it's ancient history now. I might owe him an apology, but I don't, onwards and upwards, as TV said. It's kind of like sometimes the best apology you can give somebody is just not communicating with them. It's kind of like, if they want to reach out to me, I'll say, hey, I'm sorry for getting a little obsessed many years ago. But, if they don't want to, I mean, if I reach out, you just basically just don't reach out. I mean, Joey Chestnut, is the hot dog eating contest fake? How do you eat 70-something hot dogs in 8 minutes? And how do people not choke? I mean, like, I know when I eat like 3 or 4 hot dogs, I have the EOE, the endophilic esophagitis, and I'm basically choking on 4 hot dogs. Apparently, he eats 70-something hot dogs in 8 minutes. One day, somebody's going to choke on that, assuming it's real, and that's going to be a real big emergency. I mean, like, I choke on 4 hot dogs. Somebody says it's a lot of practice. Somebody says they practice stretching their stomachs. No, I understand, but like if you're eating fast, I mean, so it's going to go down the trachea, and you're gonna choke to death. If you're rushing eating hot dogs, that's a bad idea. And after the competition is over, do they vomit it up and just puke it all up, or do they have to let it digest? I bet you they go to the bathroom and they just puke and puke and puke and puke. So he says you're not allowed to puke while the competition is going on for the 8 minutes. But after the competition is over, like 10 minutes after the competition, do they just run to a bathroom and vomit, or do they let it all digest? So he says you got to digest the hot dogs. All right, fair enough. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I think they just go to. I think there's a bathroom behind the Nathans, and they just go there and puke. Yeah, I'm a fast eater, but when I eat steak and hot dogs, occasionally I have difficulty swallowing, so I couldn't really be like Joey Chestnut. That's impressive. Somebody says, what is my content meant to be, dude? What are you going to do with it? I'm interested. Well, channel, I don't even know what this really is. I'm talking to my fans. I'm having like a discussion with you guys. I don't know what this is meant to be. If this is meant to be a blog or like a diary or a day in a life or like talking to friends. I don't even know what you'd classify this as. Some of my songs are artistic and performative and creative. And I hope to be like Weird Al Yankovic or maybe a pop star or a comedic writer or something like that. But, this is just, I'm talking to people, or maybe like Daniel Johnston or somebody, I mean, or who's somebody who like, or maybe it's more like performance art and than songs. I don't know. I want to create an album though. Somebody says, "Did you know that Daniel Johnston threw the plane ignition key out the window when he was flying with his dad?" I don't know what that means. What does that mean? His father was a pilot. Yeah, it's scary. You don't want to do anything on the airline because that's like a life and death situation there. Somebody says it means they went up in a plane and his father had to land without the engine running. Yeah, it's scary. If I were Daniel Johnston's father, I'd say, "What the fuck did you just do, Daniel Johnston?" TV says, I think Andrew's best chance. I mean, my comedy used to be pretty good too. TV says, I think Andrew's best shot at getting famous would be through his songs. Some of them are great. I'm appreciative of that. I like my artwork too, but some people say my artwork looks like an elementary school kid drew it. I don't know. Some of my artwork's cool too. I've been practicing it like twice a week for months now, so I'm pretty happy with the progress I've made in my artwork. What did I think of Daniel Johnston's art? I liked Hi, How Are You? I listened to Walking the Cow. He's got some. I mean, it's very lo-fi. Obviously he's doing it with a tape recorder. It's not on studio equipment, but it's kind of cool. I know Kurt Cobain wore a shirt of Daniel Johnston and got him a lot of recognition, which is kind of a cool thing. I remember in 2011 when I was in a mental health recovery group, I saw a documentary about him. The Devil and Daniel Johnston, when he was in the psychiatric hospital singing about Mountain Dew. I don't know. I mean, basically, I'm not a Daniel Johnston expert. I've listened to some of his songs. I saw his documentary, but I don't really know a lot about him, to be honest with you. The Devil and Daniel Johnston. Should I do comedy tonight? I mean, I haven't done it in a while. Getting up in front of an audience and performing might be fun, but Pete says yes and stream it. I mean, it's an idea. It's an idea. It's certainly something to do. It's better than being in complete isolation and solitary confinement. Get out there. Go do some comedy. And if I do it, don't go on first and leave after my act. Stay the whole night. Stay for the whole show. Get out there. Socialize with people. Mingle. Milky says, cute Bumblebee shirt, dude. Thanks, Milky. I'm appreciative of this. I like the shirt too. It's kind of old now, but it's a cool gym shirt. I should have their job. Rusty says, go to comedy and live stream your set. Is it illegal to get somebody to live stream your set? I guess you're in public, so maybe it's not. Say I got somebody to live stream my set for me. Is it illegal, or is it if I got other people on my channel? I mean, I guess you're in public, so it's okay to do. Yeah, I'm kind of. Somebody says it's illegal if you don't stream it. All right, I get somebody to record me. So he says, I'd love to see you stream it. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I haven't practiced comedy in a while, though. Got to really write some jokes. I mean, I have the dark web bit that I haven't practiced in a while. I'm getting lazy with my comedy. I thought for a while I could just go up on stage and illuminate the room, but then I realized you got to work on your act. You can't just go up there and say I'm going to go up there and just really shine. I look the part, I have the charisma, but I got to work on my jokes. You can't just go up there and just illuminate the room. It's just not. It's just you got to write jokes. You got to hone the jokes, rehearse the jokes, work on the punchlines. So if there's any 20-something-year-olds out there who want to get into comedy, know it's even for somebody who's naturally funny, even for somebody who has a lot of talent, it takes work. It's hard work, man. It's hard fucking work. And I'm lazy. I'm lazy. So, I mean, I think I've got a charisma. I think I can hit the punchline. I think I've got good jokes, but it takes a lot of work. I want like a girlfriend who I can rehearse my jokes on, and I'm waiting for a girlfriend to come and encourage me, and I can rehearse my jokes on her and practice my stand up on her. But that's just not going to happen. If I want to get good at comedy, I have to practice it myself. Somebody says you got to get big before you can get lazy. Yeah, I'm not. I'm certainly not putting the work into comedy. I got to work my ass off. You got to work your ass off. If anybody wants to sit down with me and help me write up a stand-up act, I would appreciate that, but where's Tara Social been? I haven't seen her in a few days. I hope she's all right. We dig that Tara Social. Tara Social's badass. My dark web bit was pretty good. I want to go on, yeah, but I'm feeling happier and chipper lately, so maybe I could get back into comedy. If anybody's noticed, I've been doing a lot of progress with the persecutory delusions. I've been feeling happier and chipper. I don't know why. I just have been feeling a lot happier lately. So I think that's a good thing. I think when you're feeling happier and less depressed, you tend to be funnier. So when you're in a depressive funk and you're accusing everybody of torturing you, that's not really funny. That's just it's hard to be funny when you're in that frame of mind. But I think comedic Andrew is returning, which is a good thing. Everybody preferred comedic Andrew. Everybody preferred comedic Andrew, I think. All right, Rusty, in 3 minutes, I'm going to give you pleasure. And actually, 1 minute. Are you still here, Rusty? I'm going to give you pleasure, Rusty. Yoo-hoo! He's excited. He's excited. La 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 la. I wonder what for dinner. I wonder what's for dinner. I kind of want to go to a Chinese buffet and use the hibachi grill there. But my father, I want to go with my father. I want to go get some Chinese food. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I got a cheeseburger for lunch from All American Burger, which is kind of unhealthy. So maybe listen to my song "Gluttony in the USA." Putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash. Putting the wash. Putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash. Putting the wash. It's not like an air fryer. When you put the wash. Put the wash. You put the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash. Putting the wash. Coming to the live stream at this time, standing 6'6" tall, weighing 273 pounds. Sal Waters, wee wee wah, wee wah, wee wee wah, wee wah. You are going down. Yeah. All right. How would you rank that entrance, Rusty? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being atrocious, 10 being really good. How would you rank that entrance? He says he's putting it. He ranked it a pudding out of the head. All right, Rusty. Milky gives it a 10 out of 10. He said that was a good entrance. All right, thank you. Thank you, Milky. Thank you. Yeah. Gina says, I thought you were smoking marijuana. No, I don't smoke marijuana. I don't use drugs, Gina. She says, it's hard to do anything when you're stressed out. Yeah, it's especially hard to be funny and do comedy when you're stressed out. But it's hard to do anything, you know? Ooh. I should probably just go. Anybody? Pete says he's going to eat kibasi for dinner. Yeah, I love kibasi. Kibasi is delicious. You gotta really dig the kibasi. I like the Polish kibasi, man. All right. Anybody want me to set up the DSLR and do some performances, or I mean, I should probably get out there and go and do things. Anybody want me to set up the DSLR? Somebody says, you should get into drag racing, Andrew. You should gamble on drag racing. That sounds like a bad idea, dude. That sounds like a bad idea. But, you know. So he says, drag racing sounds like a bad idea if you don't know how to drive. la 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 la. So, anybody want me to set up the DSLR and create videos here? I could use some songs for you, or no? Or has that about covered it? I think we're running out of things to talk about here, so I think I'm going to hit the old dusty trail unless people have some requests or some suggestions. Anybody? All right, guys. I think I'm going to peace out here. I mean, want to see a DSLR? You want to see me make videos with the DSLR, or somebody says later, big dog Andrew, hit the dusty trail. You don't got a lot to talk about here. Peace out, guys. Peace out. Oh, 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 oh.